Rosario's way too deep. The outfielders are going to play based on their arm strength, and he's going to have to come in. Anything hit to him right there, a runner easily can score. And the spin away, 2-0. The winning run.
Sorry about the sound. So basically what we're expecting is the Cardinals to improve to 41-22 at home. They're playing the Braves. Notice Braves and Gematria has the 41-22. So let's see what happens. We're watching this live, so we'll talk after the game.
3 balls and no strikes. Another bad one here, and the Cardinals win it. The 3-0 pitch. Line, foul ball. Swinging 3-0, and feet shy of the game winner. Yeah, you might be a little surprised he had the green light there on 3-0, but it was a good pitch to hit. He smoked it. The foul. We just hope that the hitter doesn't swing at ball.
The Cardinals, this is their home record right now. They are 40-22 at home this season. They're playing the Braves. Braves and Gematria equals 41-22. The games are rigged, you guys. The games are rigged.
This game is over. A ninth inning come from behind walk-off win for the Cardinals on a Kenley Jansen bases loaded walk, and the Cardinals win it 6-5. O'Neal's third walk tonight wins it for the Redbirds. Great rally here by the Cardinals, down 4-0. They win the game 6-5 on an unusual way. But this inning started with a 3-1 pitch that might have been a ball 4, turned into a double. And the inning turned into a magical one for the Cardinals. Let's take you down to the field to Kenny.
Nolan, that ninth inning was wild against Jansen. Donovan with the double to lead it off, a walk, a wild pitch. You get hit by a pitch. In your mind, what was the key to the inning?
Well, we were just laying off tough pitches. You know, Jansen's always had a great cutter, and he throws it at the top of the zone. But he also, you know, he throws with like being a ball and a strike, and if you can lay off the ball, you know, then you got to get him down in the zone. But he's a really tough pitcher. You know, he had me 0-2, and he just missed off in. But it was just great at bats by all of us. I mean, he gets a really good pitcher.
We've had an eventful few days. Your wife Laura gives birth to your first child, Levi, a daughter, on Thursday. Then tonight, 4 for 4 with a hit by pitch. So you're perfect with your daughter born now. What has it been like for you these last few days?
Well, it's been tough. Not a lot of sleep, but you know, honestly, Thursday at 3 o'clock when she was born was probably the best day of my life, and I'm just happy my baby's healthy and my wife's healthy. Everyone's good at home, and I'm so fortunate. I have a lot of help, and thank God I've been blessed with good people around me. So it's been nice. It's been a good few days.
So tell me, is dad's strength a thing?
I don't know. I was talking to Travis Darno about it. I'm like, I need dad strength to go Oppo. I can't go Oppo, but I don't know. That homer was pretty sweet, so I'll take it.
Nolan, thanks very much. Congratulations. Back to you, Aaron.
Yeah, he is a full home run specialist, Nolan Arenado. Batted 1,000 as a dad. And the Cardinals win this one. They snap the Braves' 10-game road winning streak. 6-5 the final score. Well, for the Hall of Famer John Smoltz, for Ken Rosenthal, I'm Aaron Goldman. We had a good one today in St. Louis. So glad you could be with us. Coming up next, we'll send it back to the studio in Los Angeles. Kevin Burkhardt.
Yeah, these games are so rigged. We just saw that live. I'm sorry about the audio in the beginning. I didn't see that my microphone was plugged off. So, if you guys saw this game, the Atlanta Braves were up 4-0 at one point. This is a pick that I gave out to my Patreons today. And, we didn't panic because we know how rigged these games are. A lot of people were panicking, and I told people, listen, don't panic. The numbers don't lie. So, in case you guys are just joining us, I'll explain exactly what just happened. And we'll look at some other games today that we covered. So, Atlanta Braves versus St. Louis. August 27th, 2022. Okay, so I could just leave this here. Got the home record right on there. Okay. 41-22 are huge Braves numbers. Those numbers play a lot, especially the number 22. StatMuse, it takes a while for StatMuse to update their stuff, but something you guys can bet on right now is Albert Pujols. He has 693 home runs, and everybody's waiting for him to hit 700. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at his upcoming games and see what day makes the most sense for him to reach 700. He only needs 7 more home runs before the season ends, and the season is about to end in a couple of months. So I think he is definitely gonna get that though. This is his last season, and why not give it to him, right? Okay, so game is over. Okay, let's go to ESPN real quick. Okay. Once I looked at the Cardinals record this morning, this was such a breeze. But let's look at some other games today. Let me see. The one game that surprised me today was the Tampa Bay Rays game. I thought they was gonna probably win this and become 70-56, because of course those are the coronavirus numbers. But that's the one game of the season that surprised me. I see what happened though. The Rays picked up their 57th loss of the season on the day with 57 numerology. Like how yesterday they picked up their 56th loss, 263 days after their manager Kevin Cash's birthday, on the day with 56 numerology. And yesterday the starter for the Red Sox, it was 56 days after his birthday as well. So yesterday it was pretty easy to see who was going to win yesterday's game between these two. Today, I thought they was going to go with the coronavirus numbers. Coronavirus equals 70 and 56, but they gave them the 57th loss on the 57-day numerology. So that's what happened with that. But, the play of the day was definitely the Cardinals to upset the Braves. Such an easy call. Yeah, so let me just go to my blog, just in case you guys just joined us. The reason we nailed the Braves was going to win the World Series this year is because of this code, you guys. In case you guys are new here, this code that I'm speaking of is called Gematria, which is the practice of coding numbers into words and phrases. And you guys notice, look, when you write out Atlanta Braves won the World Series on November 2nd last year, 215 days into the season. Right, last year the season began on April 1st, and all you have to do is measure, because that's how simple this stuff is. You measure from April 1st, 2021. That's when the season started last year, and you measure to the day that it ended, which was November 2nd, 2021. And you'll notice that it was 215 days. And if you notice in Gematria, when you write out Atlanta Braves, it equals 215. That number is a special number. We see them pay tribute to that number also in basketball. Think about Steph Curry, who signed a $215 million contract. And then if you guys remember last year, the Warriors began the season 21-5. And remember they became 21-5 in Philadelphia, home of the 215 area code. A couple of months ago, we nailed another 215 riddle with the Braves. They became 21-5 in the month of either May or June. I think it was June. They became 21-5 in June, and also became, 20-15 at home or something like that. It was something like that. It's in my blog somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Yeah, it was this game right here. So the Braves were playing the Philadelphia Phillies on June 29th. And if you guys notice, let's see. Where is it? Here it says that the Atlanta Braves have a record of 21-5 this month. This was just in June. We nailed this. We nailed this riddle. And it became 21-5 in Philadelphia against the Phillies, home of the 215 area code. And they did it. I think, what was it? The home record. Okay, I see it now. Let me just turn this off real quick. They became 20-15 on the road. That's what it was. Their road record improved to 20-15. And became 21-5 in the month of June. In Philadelphia, the home of the 215 area code. And again, they won the World Series last year, 215 days after opening day, which was on April 1st. And again, Atlanta Braves is 215 and everything else, right? And then today, they used the Gematria of Braves for this game, right? So Braves in Gematria is 22 forwards, 41 in reverse, and the Cardinals just became 41-22 at home versus the team with the 41-22 connection. This is how simple this stuff is. A lot of people say, well, if the games are rigged by the system, how come you can't predict every single game? That is not even realistic for us to solve every single game. You gotta guys understand these things are a mathematical equation. These games, as crazy as that sounds, that's what these games are. These games are scripted using mathematics. So it's like if you give me an exam and you give me, let's say, a month to study for the exam, I'm still probably not gonna get 100. But that doesn't mean that the exam somebody doesn't know the answers to those questions. Hopefully that makes sense. We are looking at these games from the outside in. We don't know everything about these riddles. Sometimes they're paying tribute to numbers that we can't see on the surface because sometimes the ritual is gonna take place in the future. And what I mean by that is sometimes a lot of celebrities die in connection to these games, and we won't know until that celebrity dies that celebrity was synced up with the game. And sometimes you'll see that the score is indication of that celebrity, like the final score of the series, for example. Okay, the NBA Finals that just passed, the Celtics and the Warriors, that was a tribute to Bill Russell. Obviously, we saw that clearly after Bill Russell died, but during the series, when the Boston Celtics were playing the Warriors, we didn't see any of the Bill Russell tributes. We didn't see it. I mean, at least I didn't. I did know that the Celtics was going to win because of other things that I noticed, like how they had the chance to become 70-56 all time in the NBA Finals. Actually, 79-56. Those are the Judge Witt numbers. I also saw how they was paying tribute to Paul Francis. They played each other. The Warriors played the Celtics on Paul Francis' 85th birthday when basketball was 85. And he turned 85 years old the day that they played each other. And, of course, the Celtics fell to 17-5, and Paul Francis won 75 like Golden State. So we saw those things, and that's how we was able to determine who's going to win that series. But until Bill Russell died, that's when we saw the complete picture of the ritual. And sometimes we don't even get to see those other hints like how we did in the NBA Finals. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. But you see how Bill Russell was scheduled to die after the NBA Finals concluded? You see, if Bill Russell died before the NBA Finals started, it would have been a no-brainer. But they made it a little difficult because they had Bill Russell's death planned after the NBA Finals. And that's the same thing with all of these games. That's why it's difficult to solve every single game, because sometimes these games are paying tribute to something that's going to happen in the near future. Hopefully that makes sense. I think I've said that pretty clear, but so today's game And this game was probably synced up with other things that I didn't notice or I won't ever notice because again, we're looking at this from the outside in, and maybe something that'll happen tomorrow with these two teams. I'll notice it like, oh, okay, that's why the Braves. Oh, okay. But for right now, these are the things that I saw. And like I said, I can't look at, like, for example, I can't go through an MLB schedule for tomorrow and say, okay, they're going to pay tribute to this number, this number, this number, this number, because it's almost impossible. So what I try to do on my Patreon, I try to look at the games that make the most sense, because it's impossible to decode every single game and get it correct. That is just not possible. So look, for tomorrow, right? Tomorrow's Sunday. Let me just pause it real quick. Okay, right. So look, let's say tomorrow I look at let's say I want to look at this game right here. There's a couple of things that I can research to see what numbers make the most sense, like who the Rays are gonna play in the next series, who the Red Sox are gonna play in the next series. But that doesn't mean that I'm gonna get it right. Yeah, you want to know why? Because I don't know what could happen tomorrow. Tomorrow, a legendary Tampa Bay Rays player can pass away. And we've seen this all the time, right? Or somebody from the Red Sox organization can die. And then he'll probably die after this game is over. Like, think about what they did with the Dodgers announcer. What was this guy's name? He died recently. I think it was Vin Scully. Yeah, Vin Scully, right? Vin Scully died. I believe he died during the game, during the Dodgers and Giants game, or a little after the game was over. You see, this is what I mean. This is why it's so difficult to solve these games correctly every single time. I had no idea Vin Scully was going to die that day. But once he died, that's when I was able to see, oh, shit, look. The last time he did a broadcast for the Dodgers were playing the Giants. Oh, okay, makes sense. Oh, you see, I didn't know Vin Scully was going to die that day. So if I'm looking at the Dodgers and Giants game, I might be looking at something that doesn't even matter because they're paying tribute to Vin Scully. But I don't know that because Vin Scully's still alive. He's not in the headlines yet. And this is why it's so difficult to solve every game, because we don't know what these people are planning for the future. We don't know that. It's easy to see after the fact, right? Once he died, we noticed why. What was the riddle? Let me see. He began calling games on April 18, 1950, which was the 108th day. Scully died 89 days after the World Series. He died 117 days into the season. There was a riddle of him with the game that day. I know what it was. I think the Giants that day, they picked up their 70th win of the season, and Giants equals 70. And again, the last time he broadcasted for the Dodgers were playing the Giants. And I think from that last broadcast to his death, I think it was like 70 weeks, something like that. See, so that they had a perfect ritual scheduled for that game. Something that we didn't know, and we won't know because we're in the outside looking in. So when you guys ask those stupid questions, why you can't solve all, if the games are rigged, if it's that easy, why you can't solve every game? Because every game is different. Some games are more important than the others. That doesn't mean some games are scripted and some games are not. It means some games, all it means is some games matter more than others. Like that day that Vin Scully died, that Dodgers game mattered a little bit more than all the other regular season games. But all the games are all rigged and scripted. But that was a huge ritual the day that Vin Scully died. That's the reason we can't nail every single game. But we are going to come across games like this where the riddle is very easy to see. A team becoming 41-22 against the team with the 41-22 connection. That's pretty easy to see. And, the Cardinals were underdogs, and the Cardinals were down by 4 runs halfway through the game. Okay? So let me just talk about some other things, right? So the NFL season is going to start, and people are asking me if I'm going to decode football. I am going to decode football. I'll decode football every year. We had the Rams last year winning the Super Bowl. So this is what I have planned for the month of September. People asking me to put out more than one pick because I'll usually just post one pick on Patreon, and then if I see anything else that makes a lot of sense to me, then I'll ask people, listen, if you want an additional pick, then you have to send either $5, $10, or $15 depending on the odds of that game. And I only put out those posts if I really feel confident about that game, and if that team that I'm choosing depending on the line as well. Like for example, you see this game right here, Dodgers versus Marlins. The Marlins are a huge underdog. If I see something really, really solid for the Marlins to upset the Dodgers, I'm gonna price this pick at a different price, because what I'm noticing is this is a real fact. Those of you that are not on Patreon probably think that I'm lying, but all you have to do is ask the people on Patreon if I'm telling the truth or not. There's people on my Patreon making hundreds and hundreds of dollars, probably even more than that, probably thousands. Why? Well, because in just this month, right, the month of August. Today's what, the 27th. I think, and this is a fact. You can verify this on Patreon. Every time I get stuff right, I put out a post that says perfect day. I think I've missed like 2 games this month out of 27. And I'm not even exaggerating. I think I've gone 25-2 this month. I don't make videos about it because I'm like, what's the point? You know, if the people on the Patreon, they know this is true. I think I've missed like 3 or 4 picks, the most. And I think that's too much. I literally think I missed like 3, probably 3 the most this entire month. So I'm like, okay, so I'm charging $10 a month, and people are hitting 25 picks out of 27. And, you know, people, I struggle to get it. I ask people like, if you guys want to send a tip, send it to these links. And then I look at my Cash App and my PayPal, and I only got $5 on there. Only one person that sent a tip. And I'm like, damn, I just gave you guys 7 straight days of hitting nonstop perfect days. 7 straight days. I'm like, man, this is not going to work, because I'm trying to do something with this movement, and I'm not even able to do it, because first of all, I'm charging $10. There's people in this community who charge hundreds of dollars for their tiers. I've never made my tier over $10. And I'm like, man, with one, like today, right? The Cardinals game. How much money do you think people made at FanDuel today? Or Bovada, whatever app you use? Hundreds of dollars. Imagine doing that 7 straight days. Imagine putting $100 on my picks. And, you know, one of the things that I make sure that I do, when I put out a pick, I make sure that the odds are very low. So I'm like, man, these people are making $700-800 a week off of my work and can't even send me $20 tip. And not everybody, some people do, but it's just like, wow. And then I'm only charging $10. So what I decided to do is, in the month of September, if you want to parlay, I'm gonna make a tier where that tier is gonna get parlays, right? They're gonna get 2 or 3 or 4 picks. And I'm going to look at, you know, baseball, basketball, football, and I'm going to get the best picks out of those leagues, put them together in the parlay, and that tier will have the option to either parlay the picks that I put out or bet them separately. But, you know, the $10 tier is going to get 1 pick a day the most. And then the other tier will get 2 or 3, depending on how solid I see the riddle is. Because I'm like, I'm not getting anywhere. There's people who come into this community that don't know what the fuck they're doing, that make the work look terrible, and have more Patreons than me. And I've been doing this shit for 3 years. I'm like, how did this? And then I look at their YouTube channel. The person doesn't have any videos. And I'm like, how the hell does this person have 100 Patreons? He has as many Patreons as I do. All right. Not too long ago, what was it, like 2 days ago, Hatachi calls my phone. And I never noticed how dumb this guy is. This guy is retarded. The guy says that 5% of the NBA is legitimate. And then I looked at Hatachi's YouTube channel. Hatachi has no videos on his channel. Hatachi has a Patreon where he's selling sports picks. And Hatachi is getting promoted by The CEO of Gematria, every single day, the CEO of Gematria is telling people to subscribe to Hatachi Decodes. And I'm like, what the fuck? Whatever, man. And you know, the worst thing about all that is the guy's a piece of shit. The guy was on my Patreon because the guy found the work because of me. So I'm the one that taught him that this was going on, right? But he went on my Patreon and was telling people on my Patreon to unsubscribe from my Patreon, then join his. So the guy's a piece of shit on top of that. Not only is he a bad decoder, but he's also a piece of shit. Because think about it. You learn something from somebody, and now you're trying to tear that person down. And there's a lot of people like that in this community. If you guys remember last year, I made a video about Victor, Mr. Futures. Another piece of shit. But guys always getting promoted by him, the CEO of Gematria. What the hell has Victor done in this community? What? If you go on his YouTube channel, has he ever put out a video before the game is played and says, you know what, I think the Rams are going to win the Super Bowl this amount of days? Has he ever done that? Does he have a track record? Yeah, the guy's charging $100 for picks on his Patreon. $100? Guys, there's a lot of scammers. There's a lot of pieces of shit that come into this community. And you know what? People always tell me, like, well, we need to keep the peace in this community. You can't, you know. I'm like, man, that shit is bullshit. There's a lot of people infiltrating this community because they're trying to make money out of it. And that makes people like Zachary look bad. It makes us look bad because we're the ones really trying to teach people of the wrongdoing that's going on. And then there's people saying, oh, you know, let me join this community not because I want to make a difference, but because I want to make $1. And then they start trying to make, and then people try to associate us with them, right? Because we are a community, right? So if there's a bunch of, I don't want to say scammers, but if there's a bunch of vultures in the community, it makes us all look bad because we are a whole. People look at the Gematria community as one. You know, people don't say Simple Truth TV or Gematria Effect News. People just say the Gematria community, and that puts me in there. I'm in there. Although Gematria community is just a bunch of scammers who have Patreons and selling pics, right? That's it. I'm in there. People don't say accept Simple Truth TV or accept Gematria Effect News or accept Shikozi Truth. No, they just say the Gematria community, and they put us all in the same basket, right? Let me tell you guys who not to follow, and you guys can do whatever you want. These are the people not to follow in this community, the people who are just here for money and to scam you and really don't know what they're doing. Because this is the thing, right? If you know what you're doing and you're in this for the money, then fine. Because you know what you're doing and at least you're exposing something because, all right, whatever. You don't want to teach the news. You don't want to expose the news, whatever. But at least you know what you're doing. And I'm okay with you putting out, you know, sports information and selling it, whatever. As long as you know what you're doing. These are the people not to follow. Do not follow Mr. Futures. Right? Do not follow Hatachi Decodes. Do not follow Tony telling it like it is. Those are bad decoders. And those are scammers. Hey, if you go to Mr. Futures Patreon, he has it where you can't even join the low tiers, right? Everything is sold out. What the fuck does that mean? How is a tier gonna be sold out? You have to pay $100 to get his bullshit decodes. And people on his Patreon tell me like, oh, listen, the guy doesn't even put out picks. He puts out like 4 picks a month. So for 4 picks a month, you're gonna be paying $100, which is $25 each. That is a fact. If it's not true, tell him to show me otherwise. Hatachi Decodes, he doesn't have one single video on his channel showing that he knows how to do the work properly. Not even one. Then he comes on my live stream, tells me that I haven't improved anything. Zachary Hubbard, he is an expert at doing this. I don't like him personally, but I think because he has disrespected me and he still hasn't apologized. But Zachary Hubbard knows how to do this. So if you want to follow him for sports information, follow him because he knows how to do this. There's a moderator on my Patreon, on my YouTube channel, Richard. Richard knows how to do this. I don't know if Richard is selling picks or I don't know. I don't know if he has a Patreon or not. But Richard is somebody you should follow. He knows how to do this. Shakozy Truth knows how to do this. Derek, he knows how to do this. There's a guy named Keenan Staggs. I don't know if he has a YouTube channel. He knows how to decode sports. And I'm probably forgetting other people as well. And there's a lot of people on my Patreon that know how to decode sports that I feel like they should have paid. Those are the people that should have platforms. But I get on my fucking nerve when I go on one of these videos and people are saying, subscribe to Hatachi Decode, subscribe to Mr. Future. That's why Comedy Central makes fun of us. Those type of people. They're the reason Comedy Central have material. Tony telling it like it is, he's the reason Comedy Central says, Barack Obama is really Osama, Tim, whatever. Like, that's why. It's people like them. And I'm telling you, if Comedy Central wants to make fun of Gematria, all they have to do is show one of those guys' videos. They're not going to pull my video up. They're not going to show me showing how the Cardinals improved to 41-22 at home. They're not going to do that. And another thing Mr. Futures did, in case you guys didn't know, he used to take my picks, literally. Listen, I have 2 daughters, right? I swear to my daughter's life, this is the truth. I'm not making stuff up because I don't like people. No, this is the truth. He used to go on my Patreon. He was a Patreon of mine. He used to go to my Patreon, and I used to type in the pick, right? He used to copy and paste it, put it on his Patreon, and change the words around, right? So let's say I write, today is Friday or today is Saturday. He will write, the day of the week. Today's day of the week is Saturday or something. He'll shuffle the words around and make it seem like he found that or uncovered that, whatever the riddle was for the day, right? So all he was doing is plagiarizing, because in school it's illegal to plagiarize. Do you guys know that? If you're in a university, especially here in New York, if you're in a university and the teacher finds that you're plagiarizing in one of the tests or let's say a paper, they expel you. They kick you out of the school. You can also get fined by the school. Plagiarism is a real thing. And there's people in this community that think that they can do it and there's no repercussions. I don't know if I can sue people. I'm gonna speak to a lawyer and see if I can, everything that I put out, if I can get it copyrighted, or because even though I didn't discover Gematria, but a lot of the things that we uncover, nobody else knows about, right? There's a lot of things that we can, and it's gonna be probably difficult to do that because there are 2 people can notice the same thing, right? So it's gonna be hard in court to prove that this person is plagiarizing. But it's just like, man, these people need to stop doing this shit, because this is why I have a problem with it, right? How is it that I'm putting out a pick for $10 a month for my Patreon to see, and then he joins my Patreon for $10, and then he takes that pick and puts it on his tier for $100 and charges his people $100. So he basically just made money over just transferring the information from my paper to his paper, and that's wrong. And I'm like, how do people think that that's okay? And there's people in this community that think that's okay. They're like, Arthur is just mad. He's mad at everybody. No, I'm not mad. I have to. If I see something that's wrong, I have to talk about it, because there's nobody else talking about it. Everybody's scared to talk. All right. If I'm doing something wrong, expose me as well. All right. I'm not exempt from this. If you guys see me saying that I'm gonna do something and I don't do it, please bring it to the light. But don't make videos saying, "Oh, Arthur is fat. Arthur has an ugly nose. Arthur just mad. He doesn't have a girlfriend." Like, that's not gonna do anything. Show me doing something wrong, like how you guys, like I'm doing to you guys, right? Like I said, there's a lot of people in this community that don't know how to do the work, and they have platforms. They have 800-900 subscribers. How? Dan just called my show the other day, Numerical Lion. Let me show you this. This is the guy that really knows how to do this stuff. Numerical Lion. Look at this. These are the good people in the community, right? Numerical Lion has 630 subscribers. How does his video have 25 views when these are the people, the veterans of the community that know how to do the work, know how to present the work, have multiple videos exposing this stuff, and he only has 630 videos. But you know why he has 630 subscribers? Because he's not kissing nobody's ass. There's nobody promoting him. Because people like, let me. I don't want to start no beef because I do plan on going downtown on 9/11 and joining the Gematria community down there. But there's a lot of people there that I don't want to see. But I'm gonna do it just because of the movement. I'll probably make my way down there. But if the guy like you will never hear me promoting none of these scumbags. These scumbags don't know what they're doing. They think that because they're typing in a word in the calculator and they're coming up with a number. Oh look, equals 322 skull and bones. All these words, all this gibberish that I just wrote in the calculator equals 322 like skull and bones. This is a skull and bones ritual. These people don't know what they're doing. They haven't put in the hours that I put in to learn how to do this stuff, to understand what's going on, understand the meaning of these numbers. Not every time you see 322, it's skull and bones. It can mean something else. It could mean something else. Let me show you. There's a lot of things that equal 322. That doesn't have to do with the secret society skull and bones. If you didn't know that. A lot of people think that because you see a 322. Look, Chicago Blackhawks equals 322. Chicago Blackhawks. So just because the Chicago Blackhawks equal 322, that doesn't mean that they're doing a skull and bones ritual. See, a lot of you haven't put in the time, haven't watched the videos, haven't researched the knowledge. And now you have a platform because, people say, oh, subscribe to this guy. But yeah, you guys don't know what you're talking about. Hatachi Decodes, he wrote, this is a fact. He wrote skull and bones in one of his videos. And he just wrote the letter N. That is bad. That is bad. Terrible. And I think the reason this stuff is so difficult for me to teach is because those type of people exist. I'm thinking that's what it is. Because what is the point of me busting my ass in front of this computer, putting all this research together, if a clown is going to come out of nowhere and disrespect the work? And get the same amount of views that I'm getting. I'm like, what the hell? So if there's new people coming into this and they're watching their videos, they're not even going to bother watching mine because they're going to be like, oh, this guy wrote skull and bones. I'm not watching the Simple Truth TV. Simple Truth TV is probably the same way as this guy. No. Please, if you are a follower of mine, and I want you guys to subscribe to the Numerical Lion. Right? People like him should not have 630 subscribers. They should have 6,000 subscribers. These are the people that know how to do the work. Unsubscribe from the people that I just mentioned. Please. Please. I'm telling you, if I see any of you in their comments or in their chat, and I'm just gonna block you guys. I don't want to be if you're a follower of those guys, I don't want to be associated with any of you. To be honest, I'm just being honest. If you follow Hatachi or Mr. Few, these people have low character. I don't want to be associated with people like that. Sports Gematria, he put out a great video on Hatachi. If you guys want to see him, one of you guys want to see it. This is what I don't like about. I like this channel. I like Sports Gematria, but I don't like that. I'm gonna tell you guys what I don't like about his channel. And I think that channel is very important though, because that channel is exposing. Like we need somebody to expose us, right? In case we do something wrong, because we just the ones teaching, right? Nobody's exposing us. We're exposing the mainstream, but who's exposing us, right? So I think channels like this are very important. I can't find this channel for some reason. But this is what I don't like about Sports Gematria. Sports Gematria, he attacks Zach a little too much. I think that, if you see Zachary doing something wrong, it's okay to mention it. But if you're gonna make 100 videos saying the same thing about a guy, it seems like you're attacking him instead of exposing him, right? You don't need to make 100 videos saying that Zachary is greedy or Zachary likes money. Or you don't have to make 100 videos saying that. You make one video and that's it. You move on. So that's what I don't like about him. I don't like that he constantly attacks Zachary because at the end of the day, Zachary is doing something that's very important, and he is the reason all of us are here. All of us know about this information because of him. So he deserves to have all the money in the world. He deserves it. The guy did something that has never been done. So you don't have to, okay, whatever. You don't have to keep attacking the guy. You said what you said. You don't have to make a video every other week saying the same thing. I got to be careful because he might just make a video about me. Whatever. I don't care. But I like how he made a video about Hatachi showing how much of a scumbag Hatachi is. And I saw it. I'm like, oh, look at that. He's right. The guy is a scumbag. The guy is going up to homeless people and he's making them. He's talking about, I want to play that video so bad. Let me see if I can find it. I'm like, I couldn't believe this guy was doing that. You see, you don't have to, okay, look at this guy. This guy, he makes a video every other week about Zach. And, it seems like you're attacking him instead of exposing the wrongdoing. Okay, you don't have to make 100 videos about the guy. But he did make a video about Hatachi right here. And I do agree with a lot of the things he said. But you also made a video about Richard, and I don't think that's what I'm saying. I think you're more like an attacker more than an exposer. Richard is a great guy. He's a great person in this community. You don't have to make a video about him. But, channels like this, we need channels like this because channels like this, we need to be monitored as well. And that includes me too. We need to filter out all the nonsense out of this community. That's what I like about Sports Gematria. But Sports Gematria needs to stop attacking a Zachary too. It's like, okay, maybe the first 2 videos are funny, but you're doing it too much, right? He wants to make a video about Zach every time Zach gets a pick wrong. That's not good. That's not healthy for the community. If you really care about the community, because you named yourself Sports Gematria, you cannot be disrespecting the guy that puts in the most work out of everybody, right? You already made your point. Okay, the guy says this, and this. Okay, that's it. Move on. The guy, he is the hardest working person in his community. Why? I mean, he has thick skin, so he probably doesn't even pay you any mind. But you don't have to keep making, you have a lot of videos with the guy's face. So, but we need channels like this. We need people to and not just the Gematria community. The whole truth community needs to be supervised and make sure that you guys are putting out information that's valid. You're not misleading us. You're not teaching us that skull and bones is really just the end. We need to put in power the people who are doing things the correct way. And we need channels like this to definitely keep everybody in check. But please, don't make too much videos about that guy. That he's one of the hardest working people in the community. I mean, if you're going to mention all the bad things about him, also mention the good things about him. And by no means am I saying these things because I don't care. You guys know that. You guys will never see me in the guy's platform. I don't care about none of these people, man. These people, I don't have the same values as these people. These people, I think that's why I don't get along with none of them. But I'm just saying, if you're going to mention the bad things about a person, also mention the good things about a guy. That's what I think. Oh, man. I wasn't even supposed to talk about none of that thing. I want to keep the peace, man, but it's just, I see so much bullshit every day. I wish it wasn't like this, you guys. I wish it wasn't. You see, this is what I mean about Zach, right? Zach creates a fake YouTube account, and then he comes on my. I mean, just use your own. Just use your real account. It's nothing wrong with that. I don't know if he's a paid agent, but the thing I like about him, he's not, when he makes a video, he's not saying anything. He's using our own voices, right? He's using your own voice. So if you're saying that you need donations for this project, and then 5 months go by and you don't deliver that project, you see, we need people like that. Because if you made a promise to this community, and by no means am I disrespecting Zachary Hubbard, all right? If you're watching this, I'm not. I respect you to a degree, but this is what I mean. This is why I think. I don't care if he's a paid agent. Doesn't matter. I think channels like this are important. If I say, for example, Arthur, me, Simple Truth TV. If I say, you guys, I plan on going to the World Trade Center on September 11th. Can you please help me out? Donate $1 to me because I am planning to buy a camera and a microphone for that event. I say that on a live stream, right? And then September 11th comes around and a bunch of people donated. Thousands and thousands of dollars came in. And then September 11th comes around. And then people are like, wait a minute. Arthur doesn't have a camera. Arthur doesn't have a microphone. See, somebody needs to expose that. That doesn't mean you're creating problems. That doesn't mean you're a troublemaker. But we need to make sure that the money that's coming in is being used for the things that you guys are saying that it's going to be used for. Because that's why so many people are so hesitant to donate, right? We need to be more transparent. That's all I'm saying. Channels like this make sure that everybody is kept in check. This channel needs to. The thing is, he attacks Zach a little too much. That's what I think. He's more like he's like obsessed with the guy. So I think he needs to a little like slow down a little bit. You already said what you said about him. Now move on. Now if you're gonna say negative things, also say positive things. That's what I think he does. That's what I think the things he do that I don't like. But if I'm saying something and I'm asking for donation from the community and I'm not keeping my promise, somebody needs to shed light on that. And that's what I think channels like this should be doing instead of just attacking one person. Okay. Now, Zach, what I don't like about you is that why are you why are you on my channel under Mike Hill? For those of you that don't know, Mike Hill is actually Zachary Hubbard. But why does he use that Mike Hill? Just use your own channel. You see, those are the things that disturb me about you. Why are you hiding behind a fake account? That's nonsense. You don't need to do that. I know who you are. Mike Hill is you. Mike Hill only comes around sometimes. I don't have a lot of followers, so I know if there's 46 people watching, I know 45 of them. Because it's the same people that watch my videos over and over again. All right, so that's what I wanted to say about that. But, like I said, I don't have any problems. I'm on September 11th. I'm going to make my way down to the World Trade Center. Hopefully you guys join us. I'm going to make a separate video. It's actually 2 weeks from now. I'm going to make a separate video talking about September 11th. I do want to join the community. I am not against anybody. I don't have a personal issue with these people. If I see Mr. Futures out there, if he wants to shake my hand, I'll shake his hand. But I just don't think he's a great decoder. I don't think he has the right values. But that doesn't mean I have to have a personal issue with him. I don't know the guy in real life. He's probably a good guy in person. But, he has an agenda. And his agenda is obvious. He makes his tiers $100 a month. Why? Why is your tier so expensive? Especially when you're copying the work from other people. Whatever, though. If I see Zachary and he wants to shake my hand, I'll shake his hand. I don't have any personal. I don't know these people in real life. I've never met these people ever. So I don't have a problem with any of these people. If you guys want to join us on September 11th, I'm going to make a separate video and I'm going to let you guys know where I'm going to be. And if you guys want to join us, feel free. All the people from New York should go out there. I think it's important for us to unite. But there's a lot of wrongdoing in this community that needs to be exposed, man. And I hate to be the one doing it because it's gonna look like I don't want people making videos about me like, oh, Simple Truth, he's a fat motherfucker, man. Fuck that guy. Like that's what's gonna happen. That's why I like to keep my mouth shut because I don't want people I'm not dissing anybody, man. I don't want to diss you guys, but if Hatachi got on my fucking nerves. He comes on my live stream and he says that I can't prove how the NBA is 100% rigged. Why the fuck are you in this community if you think that we haven't proved that already? I proved that shit before you even got here. Hey, what the fuck? How does that doesn't make any sense? You think all those players in that Dodgers game today didn't know that the Dodgers was gonna not the Dodgers. You think all the players on the Braves and Cardinals game didn't know that the Cardinals were scheduled to become 41-22 at home? You trying to tell me some players didn't know that? Like, Hatachi, you have to get your fucking head out of your ass. And you know what gets me more mad about Hatachi? When you watch his videos, he says that the trolls should get shot in the head. That the sheep should get a bullet in their head. My man, you should get a fucking bullet in your head because you are still a sheep. So you're basically talking about yourself. Oh my gosh. I hate doing this shit because this is gonna cause people gonna make videos responding to me, and that's not the energy that I want to put out there. But it's just like I see this bullshit, and I gotta just talk about it because. You see, Rick Sports, I don't understand what's your problem with me. I'm mad because nobody tips me. I don't give a fuck if you tip me or not. I don't care about your tips. Like, I just made $400. I put my money on the Cardinals today. I don't care about that. You see, you're missing the whole point. Rick Sports, you're another person that I don't like. Because it's like, first of all, what have you done in this community? What have you done? You haven't done shit. You haven't exposed anything. You watch me. You're my student. What have you done? Nothing. You want to call me and tell me what's your problem with me? Call me. What I've done for this community, like, I've done so much. There's nothing I need to prove. I have a track record. Something that you don't have, Rick Sports. You need to just shut your mouth and just watch me. And just listen. Listen to everything that I say. See, that's what I'm saying. You talk about you're in Brooklyn. We can link anytime. Rick Sports, let me tell you something, Rick Sports. Let me tell you who I am, right? Rick Sports, my number is 646-986-0958, right? You live in New York. I live in New York, right? After the live stream is over, if you want to call me, I will drive to where you're at so that you can tell me what you have to tell me in my face. All right? I don't have a problem meeting you in person. Okay? My thing is, you're obsessed with me. You've been on my dick for, I would say, almost 12 months now. Because I saw you for the first time like a year ago. You talk about if I want to link you, right? I don't have a. That's me. That's a matter of fact. Let's do that today. You wanna meet up? We can meet up today. I will give you my address. I will give you my real name. I will give you my phone number, and I will start a live stream right before you get there to show everybody that I'm waiting for you or I'm going to you. So you tell me what you want to do, right? People like you should not exist because you haven't. Like, why are you even in this community? Why? All you do is talk shit. You was on my Patreon making money off of my information. And you're such a greedy, such a disgusting person that it hurts you. It hurts your heart to say, you know what? I made money off this guy. Let me send him $5 tip. See, you're just a piece of shit. You know what I mean? You pay $10 because I have children? No, shut the fuck up. You pay $10 because you're trying to make money at the bookie. That's why. Yeah, internet beef. Exactly. This guy is an internet gangster. I put on my number every day on the live stream. You could call me personally and call me and really we can meet up in real life. Like, why are you coming on my live stream talking about that stuff? You're just a piece of shit. Man, I will give him my address, man. Matter of fact, look. Let me show you. Let me show you how real it is. This is my ID. See my ID? Look. Hopefully you can see that. That's my real address. That's my ID. It's my state ID and my driver's license. See it? Ain't nobody hiding. All right? Not scared of you think if I'm not scared of the Jesuit order, you think I'm scared of you? You must not know me, man. All right. That's why I don't like doing this stuff, because people it brings the wrong energy, right? People think that I'm trying to like, oh, I'm mad. No, I'm not mad. It's just I see some bullshit going on. I have to talk about it, right? Rick Sports, he doesn't have any. He has no accomplishments. He shouldn't even be a member of this community. You see, he has jokes. That's what he does. I'm softer than some wet toilet paper. Okay, whatever. You're just a clown. I'm gonna be on the World Trade Center on September 11th. I'm gonna be down there. So if you have something that you want to get off your chest, you can do it down there. We can go somewhere privately, just me and you. All right? I'm not gonna block him because he's not important to me. He's actually one of my clients, so I want to keep him around. Keep giving me your $10. Because I actually need a new microphone as we speak. How much money you made today off the Cardinals, Rick Sports? You piece of shit. How much money you made off the Cardinals today? Yeah. Let's see. Let me look at the news real quick, see what's going on. I just got home. I got some good news for you, Rick Sports. Look, we got some good news that's gonna affect your community. Just here, while Singapore's gay sex laws change is a double-edged sword for the LGBTQ activists. Oh, that's for Singapore. You're gonna have to wait for them to bring this law to New York, Rick Sports. All right. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody. Peace. Oh, wait. Rick Sports, 646-986-0958 in case you want to call me.